Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meals. One of the things my mother used to make when I was a child was called porcupine meatballs. Now, I haven't made this in a long time myself, but I remembered it the other day. I saw a recipe and I thought, well, you know, that sounds really familiar. And sure enough, now the difference is, for some reason when she made it, it was a sweeter dish. It was mixed with pineapple and a few other things. I'll take half an onion, a pound of beef, some garlic that's been minced, that's several pods of garlic, and half cup of rice. That's long grain rice, which I think is what you would prefer, mostly want to put in here. I'm gonna put some pepper in, put about a teaspoon of salt. That's probably about a teaspoon. It'll be enough. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix all this up, and then I'm gonna make meatballs with it. So I'm gonna do this for a minute, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get my hands in here. I'm gonna be, to get this mixed up, but I'm gonna just start by mixing it like this. Yeah, okay. It's pretty clear that I'm gonna have to do this by hand. Now the idea is the rice cooks as you're cooking the meatball. And we're going to do this in an Instant Pot, which my mother also would not have done. She would have done it in the oven probably, or in a saucepan. But I am gonna do it in the Instant Pot because I like using Instant Pot for things like this. Now, the onion may have been a little bigger than I should have used, but it's gonna work anyway. I just may have a little more onion falling out of it than I originally planned. Now the next thing to do, we're gonna take this and make meatballs. And we're gonna do this real simply. I am going to just take a pan and I'm going to make meatballs. I'm going to just make them with my hand, just squeeze them like this, about that size, and I'm going to make a bunch of them. They're not all going to be the same size because I'm going to be doing it just by touch, but if you want to be more specific, get a cookie scoop and scoop them that way or something like that, and you'll get more consistent size, but I don't care. Since they're going in an Instant Pot, they're going to cook fine anyway. They're going to cook at about the same period of time, one way or the other. I guess the reason they're called porcupines, obviously, is because the long grain rice sticks out, and it makes them kind of a fun dish for kids, because you can tell them they're having porcupine. Just make sure they know it's not really porcupine, so they don't tell everybody at school and you get, you have the teacher call you. Anyway, I don't think that's gonna happen. So, but these are simple to make, something you can make in a short time. If you don't have much time, but you just have a pound of hamburger. A pound of hamburger is a good thing to have around when you need to fix things in a hurry. Whatever these onions we have left, we're going to put in the sauce anyway. So that's fine. All right. I'm getting close. I think I'm going to end up with about 13. Yep. Is that an unlucky number? I'll make 14 just to be safe. All right, there we go. We have 14 meatballs. Now I'm gonna set those aside and we're gonna work on the sauce next. Okay, our next step is going to be get the Instant Pot ready. So we're gonna put it to saute so it'll get hot so we can cook the next part of this. We're gonna cook the onions and we're going to prepare the sauce. First thing is the onions. Okay. Start with a little olive oil. We'll put the last of our onions that we're in with our hamburger. And I've got another half an onion I'm going to put in here. I'm going to saute the onions. If you wanted, you could put some of the garlic in here to go with this, but I put it all in the meatballs themselves because I like the taste of garlic like that. But if you wanted to cook some of it, you could certainly put some of the garlic in here to cook it. Really not going to saute these very long, but I'm just getting them just a little time to let them get a little softened and translucent. Okay. I think that's probably enough. Now we're going to add a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. I like this Contadina extra thick and zesty. It's one I like. I'm sure I like actually most of them because I really like tomatoes, but that's just one of the choices out there. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of Worcestershire. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to guess. If you want to be more specific, a tablespoon is probably enough. If you like it, put a little more. If you don't like it, don't put it in at all. Okay. I think I'm going to add a little water to this just to be safe. About a quarter-cup. And now I'm going to cancel the saute, and I'm going to put the meatballs in a little bit at a time. We'll stir it a little bit, just try not to mess up the meatballs. Could have reserved some of the sauce, but since I wanted to do it all in one batch, I really didn't want to do that. Okay, the next step is we're going to cook the meatballs. We're going to put the top on. Make sure you have your sealing ring in it. I'm going to make sure it's all the way in, all the way around. I'm putting a clean one in because I just used this the other day, and I want to make sure it's in all the way. Look at it, it's in all the way around. Okay, I'm going to put the top on. Now I've got to get the pressure valve, and I've got to turn it all the way to the back to seal it. And at that point, I'm going to put these in for 15 minutes at high pressure. So I'm going to put it on pressure cook and go to 15 minutes at high. And then I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to do a manual release when it finishes. Take about 25 minutes to get done because it's got to come to power, and then it's got to come to full pressure, and then it'll cook for 15 minutes, and then we'll let the pressure off. So anyway, that's where we are. In about 25 minutes, I'll be back. It's been about half an hour, and I'm going to let the pressure off. But just to be safe, be careful about this. I am going to turn this, and it looks like the pin has dropped already, so that's good. So we should be able to open this with it no trouble. And sure enough, there we have. The porcupines have cooked rice now. So we're going to leave them in here and let it cool, and then we will test them out. Okay, so let's take a look. We've had time to cool. Let's see if we can't get a couple of these out of here. They look pretty good. Nice little sauce. And it looks like they all cooked really well. So, there we have it. Porcupine meatballs. The rice and tomato and the hamburger come together really well. This is an easy dish to make. I hope you'll try it. I think you'll really enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.